Yeah, y'all. We back, episode 7, from my couch to your house. It's your boy Devin Sippin. I'm back up in here, man, doing my review of this Saturday divisional round games. You know what I'm saying? I was right about the Chiefs. You know, they got the big win against the Texans. Man, second time they played them this season, man, in both games. Some controversial calls really hurt the Texans and they calls and everything. And man, I hope that don't continue for the rest of the playoffs. Man, I hope they let them play and I hope they call it down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Call it down the middle, man. Don't be letting everybody know the Chiefs is the team to beat and whatnot, man. They don't need no assistance. You know what I'm saying? Winning no games. So I hope to see it called down the middle. I hope if they commit a penalty, it get called. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the best team win and not, you know, the team losing to the team and the referees going forward. So they await the winner of the Buffalo Ravens game today, and I'll be previewing that in Washington. They awaiting the winner of the Philadelphia Rams game. Man, Washington came through. They did what I said. They came out and they jumped on Detroit. Detroit 5 turnovers, man. I did not expect to see that, in they playoff debut for them to have 5 turnovers at home. And that was the difference in the game, man. They still tried to make a game of it and they just never could really get over the hump. End up losing by 2 touchdowns. I figured it would be a high scoring game. Washington got a lot of weapons. Detroit missing a lot of people on defense. They couldn't get no pressure on Jaden Daniels yesterday. What can you say about this dude? What can you say about Jaden Daniels, man? That dude is that deal. You know what I'm saying? Jaden Daniels is that deal. Washington got him one. They gonna be a force for years and years and years to come, barring injury. They was real dominant, man. Defense made big plays. You know, short fields. They just won in every aspect of the game. Uh, Detroit looked like the week off hurt them. They fell behind, so they couldn't stick to the run because they couldn't get no stops. You know what I'm saying? So they had to abandon the run game and end up coming up short, man. So, you know, that's what it is. Washington await the winner. If the Rams win, they'll be in Washington for the NFC Championship game. That'll be real big. And if not, Washington will go to Philly, and they already split 1-1 with Philly this year already. So, that'll be a great game as well. Now, on to today's game. I don't even know who play first and who play second. It don't even matter. I'm gonna start off with the Ravens and the Bills. That's the most anticipated game. Everybody want to see the two top MVP candidates go at it. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. I'm a Lamar Jackson guy. I think he's the best player in the NFL. And I think today is going to show that in resounding form. I think the way Baltimore beat Buffalo earlier in the season is only a prequel to what will happen today. Baltimore defense is playing way better than it was even then. Like, that was the first good game Baltimore defense really had all season. And but ever since then, they've been playing way, way better, except for, when they went up against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was cutting them up, but outside of those games, they've been playing way better ever since they played Buffalo early in the season. Uh, Buffalo offensive weapons done grew up a lot. Their defense can really, really get after the quarterback. Uh, whether the cold might be an issue for Baltimore, I don't know if Zay Flowers gonna be back this week or not. I don't really think it matters. Baltimore got enough on both sides of the ball to control the game, and that's what I expect them to do. I expect them to get pressure on Josh Allen, force Buffalo in the third and longs, force Buffalo to play from behind, and make Josh Allen have to try to be superhuman. It's not like he can't do it, but just Baltimore got two superhumans. They got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And so, that I can't wait to see what Buffalo game plan is to try to stop Derrick Henry, especially if it's really, really biting cold. Because every hit come with a hit. And so if they got to hit this dude in the cold like that, in the second half, you're going to see a lot of people like getting out his way. Like, man, I'm not hitting this dude. You know what I'm saying? They going to be making business decisions out there, as they say. Uh, so, I fully expect for Baltimore to come out on top in that game, score somewhere like 31-24, 35-24, something like that. 38-28, something like that. High scoring game. A lot of points get put up on the board. But I expect Baltimore to jump out to the early lead and Buffalo just not be able to catch up and Baltimore to pull it out and be on their way to Kansas City. No matter what, somebody going to Kansas City next week. So even if I'm wrong, it'll be Buffalo back in Kansas City again to see who make it to the Super Bowl. And then Philly versus LA, another game that's a rematch of an earlier matchup. And what's crazy is Derrick Henry ran crazy on Buffalo early in the season. And Saquon Barkley ran crazy on LA earlier in the season. Now, LA had 9 sacks last week, but Philly have a great offensive line. And I thought the great offensive line of the Lions yesterday was going to win in the game against Washington, but Washington was able to overcome it. But I look for Philly to really, really control the game with the run game, hold the ball, control the clock, a much, much lower scoring game, maybe 27-20, something like that. Maybe even lower, maybe 24-17, win by a touchdown. I think when the Rams do have the ball, they'll be able to move the ball with the quick passing game and stuff like that. But I just don't think they're going to have the ball like that. I think Philly going to play a ball control style game, keep Stafford and Nakua and Cup on the sideline for the most part. And that's going to be their key to winning the game. Even though their defense is great, they could go out there and shut the Rams down. They got the number 1 defense in the NFL, so they got them young dogs up front on the D line. and they could just completely take over the game from a defensive standpoint. But I expect for Sean McVay to have answers for their defense to have to figure out, and I think Philly will eventually make the adjustments. And their number one thing will be controlling the ball and having long drives and keeping Stafford and them on the sideline and to shorten the game basically. And I feel like Philly gonna win, and then they gonna come back talking about Jalen Hurts not passing for a lot of yards and this and that and the third, but he don't need to pass for a lot of yards for them to win. They winning recipe is running with Saquon. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, that's what I expect them to do. Come out on top, be hosting they division rival for a chance to go to the Super Bowl next week, and I break them games down when they come, you know what I'm saying? And can't wait to see what the matchups gonna be and what the potential Super Bowl matchups could be. Because I had the Ravens and the Lions, of course, and the Lions let me down. So I hope the Ravens come through for me today, so I at least have one of them right. I did have the Ravens win the Super Bowl, so hopefully they come through for me, man. I'll be right about that. But outside of that, man, it's from my couch, your house. I'm up. I'm out.